Okay.
Like you got to organize. Like we can have all the media platforms. We can, and I think we should use those as long as we can and to the extent that we can.
Yeah.
Before they take them away.
Yeah.
Because they can be literally turned off at any moment. And when they turn the internet off, not if, when, how will you find your people?
Right.
Where are they? Right? Do you know where they are? Do you have any lists? You got anything? Have you ever ran a phone tree before? And if the answer is no, there's still time to do it. Right? Have you ever knocked on doors before? If you ain't a door knocker, have you ever had a phone list from an organization that just needs to make calls? Right? You don't have to be the person walking door to door. But have you canvassed before? Have you phone banked before? Because we have to have that when they turn it off. Right? And I know that there are people building those things now, but we need a lot more people building them. And with my organizer brain on, if I'm knocking doors, or if I'm phone banking, or if I'm having a house meeting, I'm going to meet someone who doesn't agree with me who is Black. I'm going to encounter someone who is Black, who might even be queer, who has backwards politics. Your role as an organizer is actually, we don't actually have the benefit of saying, I'm not fooling with you. You actually don't have the benefit of doing that if you're an organizer. If you want to be an organizer, you don't just get to opt in or out of that. I'm not saying you got to go organize with the right wing. I'm not fooling with, I'm not trying to fool with, hyper-patriarchal Black people, regardless of their gender.
Hello.
I mean hyper, because most Black people got some patriarchy, it's in there. Right? Some homophobia, some transphobia up in there, some ableism, it's up in there. You know? I'm not talking about the raging folks. I'm talking about, your family member who might have, used a derogatory term here and there. Right? But when the rubber meets the road, they gonna roll with you. They gonna ride with you. Those are the people who I'm talking about. The folks who are open to transformation. Right? If given the opportunity. So if you organize and you ain't don't leave this room talking about you think you got an option around that. Because again, what I said earlier, our people are being organized around ideas every single day. I remember one of the conversations about sinners and the lack thereof of ballroom in that dancing. Right? If you're gonna do blues in the South and you miss queer people, you actually haven't done your research.
Okay.
You literally haven't done your research. When you're talking about doing your research, you haven't done it. You claim that you have done it. The homophobia jumped out, y'all.
Yes.
From Black folks. It jumped out. And I was just like, oh, thank you for reminding me of where I sit. Thank you for reminding me. It jumped out with homeboy Kevin on stage, Kevin.
Oh, yes.
When he was basically, queer people are not devils, and people lost their minds. What do you mean? What do you mean you love them sinners? You love sinners, the most people, you know the rest of them. Anyway, but it's just a wild conversation. So a lot of our people are conservative, have right-wing opinions, even though they might vote Democrat. Well, we know that, we got the Green Party here, so clearly we know the issues with the Democratic Party, okay. So we have all of that. So I think we have to be astute enough, clear enough about where our people are if we want to move them. And where we are as individuals, because I'm sure there's some stuff I need to work on. Still, me. And so to not ever be comfortable with where you are politically. And to always do that work. And that translates into the media work that becomes possible. Because if we just put our ideas out there, and I think we should put out very radical and revolutionary ideas, right? But know that one time ain't enough. If you do communication stuff, you got to repeat your message until you tired of hearing it. That's like, come on, communications director. You got to do it until you tired of hearing it. That's a part of effective communication strategy. So if you are a person, you in movement, and you're like, I'm not a direct action person, I'm not a front lines person, we need a lot more people doing comms work, y'all. We need a lot more people doing communications work. Or what's also called like narrative strategy. One of my homegirls, Chanel Matthews and Chelsea Fuller, are some of the sharpest people at that work. Look them up. There are people thinking about this work. And one of the last things I want to say, if you are a writer, we need you to write. And we need you to put it out there in the world. We need you to do it. We need our folks' ideas out there. Because again, this is a panel. I love that it's being documented and it's going to be accessible to people seeing it on video. And our writing endures in other ways. How many of y'all have read Malcolm X's Ballad of the Bullet but ain't ever heard it? Or you heard it, but you didn't read it. Right? You heard it? You read it? Some people didn't read it.
Yeah, read it.
You read it, but you didn't listen to it. Most people, I think, have probably read a part of it, saw a quote or something. How many people have seen a James Baldwin quote? Audre Lorde, Martin Luther King. And you may or may not have ever heard one of King's speeches in totality, but it's written down. Writing is going to endure. And I do believe audiobooks are reading.
I do
Read a physical book, get you an audio book.
Absolutely.
Get you subtitles. Don't listen to what anybody has to say about how you're supposed to get information. If you want to get in a circle of friends and y'all read out loud, do it that way. Don't let anybody judge how you learn.
Absolutely.
We all learn in different ways. It's about doing that work to learn, y'all, and it's never it shouldn't just be individualized. It's work that we do in a collective.